Hi, you guys. Welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey
and Becca. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? We're merry and bright. Happy early
Yes,
Merry
you guys like
Christmas.
my
Wow, I
ho
didn't
ho
realize it said ho
ho.
ho ho.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is very fake. You know how they be like fake it till you make it? Because really, I have not been feeling in the holiday spirit,
Oh
but I
my
have been like trying to push myself. So um this is a start. Also, I have another thing to say, but I'll keep it for the weekly rundown. Wait, why you pause like that?
because do I know?
Well, it's about you on the same road of like trying to be merry and bright. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you guys so much for clicking on our video. We hope you guys stay along for the ride. Our podcast is called Too Much because we like to talk. Our personalities are too much. So yeah, welcome. We hope you stay. And if you're a reoccurring viewer, subscriber, we appreciate you guys. We're trying to reach 400 before the year ends. So make sure you pause right now, check if you are subscribed, because if you're an avid YouTube watcher like me, sometimes you think you are subscribed because you just always see our videos pop up. But just pause. Are you subscribed? Thank you. Love y'all down. Go ahead, Rebecca.
I also just wanted to add one, welcome to the new subscribers. How are y'all? How y'all doing? I hope life is merry and bright for you, even if you're not up to feeling the merriest and the chipperest right now. Like for me, I like retweet exactly what you said, because I, especially if you know, Christmas is my first favorite holiday. I love Christmas down because, like, one, it's like such a well marketed holiday. How the heck do you convince so many people to be cheerful, positive, all that? Like, that is marketing genius. Perfect. Love it. But I'm not in the Christmas spirit.
Also, the birth of God is also very, if
Yes,
you
girl,
are
first of all,
religious, that's
you heard me
also,
joking, girl.
that was
Anyway,
God. God said, how you gonna skip over me? I'm the first thing that should come to
girl,
mind.
I started tearing up with that cough. But no, for real though, like, yes, outside of like the religious context and everything like
Mhm.
that, I just love how well marketed Christmas is, right? But I have tried to get in the Christmas spirit. Like literally Thanksgiving didn't even feel like Thanksgiving this year. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know what it is, what's going on. I don't know if it's just us, if other people are feeling this way. But like last night, I literally didn't go to sleep till 4 o'clock in the morning because I was watching a whole bunch of Christmas Hallmark movies because I'm like, I don't know. I need to feel something. And like,
I
don't get
think
me
it's a part of adulting though. Like the older you get is like life be lifing. Now you're thinking about all the, I mean, I was telling Rebecca this. Gifts, I don't know, unless you are under a certain amount of age, I feel like gifts is a headache. But I think the older you get, you are more so focused on things you need to buy and this and that. And it just becomes like a headache.
yeah. So I tried. I don't get me wrong. I love a Hallmark movie, and Rebecca is
Yeah.
going to the Hallmark Christmas Con that's happening next week. So I'm excited for that. So I'm like, maybe when I'm around all the Hallmark actors and seeing
Mhm.
everybody cheerful and bright and everything like that, I'll be like, oh my God, yeah, it's Christmas time. But like, I don't even like want to put up the Christmas tree. Like I don't want to do any of it. It's like I
Mhm.
guess I'm faking it till I make it, but y'all, we into it. But anyway, let us get into our weekly rundown. Sheyla, you got me curious. So what were you trying to say?
Okay, so first of all, like before we started recording, Rebecca was like, "Oh, it seems like we switch places," because Rebecca is often the one that has like the lipstick, the all the jazz up. And honestly, I feel like I look like a clown. So please bear with me. I'm like, what in the?
Yo, I'm
I
dead.
look like a clown. I know I don't, but like when you're not used to wearing lipstick colors and all of that. I'm like, girl, get me my nude gloss immediately. But we're trying, we're trying. So for today's weekly rundown, I know I've been like slacking on my weekly rundowns, but I made sure to write them down in my notes because I'm like, Sheyla, your weeks be weeking. Like there's stuff that you can talk about. So number one is in the same realm of me trying to get into the Christmas spirit. Earlier this week, I FaceTime Rebecca to show her my Christmas decorations. And I was so excited. And when I showed her my decorations, she just started laughing. And I'm like, why are you bullying me? I'm here calling you because I'm so excited. And she laughed in my face. Caveat, Rebecca's new favorite word. She was not expecting to see my on budget decorations. One thing about me, I'm not about to spend an arm and a leg on something that's going to be used for like 2-3 months. I'm not
No,
doing that. So
y'all.
I showed her, hold on, before you go, my beautiful Christmas. It lights up. I added because at first I just showed her the lights this came with. Mind you, this is from Family Dollar, of course. And when she saw it light up, she laughed so hard that I had to go and get more lights for it. Cause I felt, isn't this so so anyways, I also have a few more decorations that I bought from Family Dollar. And she was just like laughing so hard. And I felt a little bit like, oh, I also bought some like garland, but it wasn't like long enough. So because she bullied me, I went back the same day. I was like, oh yeah, no, I got to ramp it up. And I bought a second garland situation to enhance it. What do you have to say for yourself before I continue? I'm sorry I don't got money like you. I'm just
Girl,
gonna do
shut
with what
up.
I got.
No. No, Sheyla was so excited, right? Yes. And I was like, okay, let me see your Christmas tree. I was expecting to see not even like, I know Sheyla don't want no big tree in her house or nothing like that. So I'm expecting to see like them little, I guess like not this little miniature little thing. No, I expected like a little 4 feet, 2 feet one. No, is that no, like 2 inches, 4 inches? I mean, like 4 inches, 2 inches, like them little things. That is like 0.5 inches. I was not expecting that at all. So I busted out laughing. And then she was so excited to show me this garland. And I'm like, Sheyla, why is it so like, the lines don't match up? She was like, well, that's all I have. I said, girl.
But anyways, I was bullied into kind of enhancing. I'm still not buying a big tree because like I don't got space for that, and I'm so anti-clutter. I buy this tree and then where I'm gonna put the tree? I barely got enough space for the clothes that I have. So I love this mini tree, and this is your reminder to work with what you got. Some people may bully you, but guess what? I don't own no money, no nothing. I got my little, I don't even know how short this is. I got my little tree on budget. Always go for what you can afford. Don't be like the people that always, yeah, I could get the 20-foot tree, but for what? Maybe when like, when I'm older, I got a house, but right now I don't need all that. But if it does make you happy, of course, you go get it. I'm not being moved by a tree. It's really just me trying to be in the spirit. So, anyways, that was number one for the week. I got bullied. If you're
Girl.
cold like me, the weather right now in Jersey, the winds, it is hitting, honey. And one thing about me, people always joke about me because I never take off a coat. I will arrive and I'm gonna keep my coat on until I feel a little bit warm. So, you know what has saved me recently? And also, like, I commute to New York and stuff. And in New York, is always colder than what it feels like in Jersey. But I bought these like 32-degree thermal pants and shirt from Costco. Oh, baby. I be outside. I could really go outside with a sweater. That's how good them little thermals are. So if you are very cold like me, get you some of them thermal I don't know what it's called, but you search it up, 32-degree thermal pant shirt, and they'll have you right. I am stocked up from Costco. I am ready for the winter, honey. And I also been breaking out lately, you guys. That is not exciting, but that's been a part of my life. And the last thing I want to point is it is Christmas, like we said at the top of the show. And this is a season where a lot of people want to host like ugly Christmas sweaters type of events. I'm telling you right now, this the Christmas sweater that I will be wearing to every single event. So if you see me outside, act like you ain't never seen this sweater before because Christmas sweaters are expensive. And on the same note of this little Christmas tree, I'm not about to buy 5 different Christmas sweaters that are like $30 for each separate event. No, baby. We're going to wash this, and this going to be the ugly Christmas sweater for every single, from at my job, at the friends, the this, the that. We're going to burn this to the ground. And I'll maybe buy it for next year.
Period. As you should. I mean, when my cousins hosted like the ugly sweater last year, girl, I went to Walmart and I was like, I'm so sorry. I can't do purposeful ugly stuff. Like, I just can't do it. And some of them were horrendous. Like, there was a big reindeer with a big red nose and like it could light up. And
Why
I'm
would I
like,
pay for that? I
just do
like the idea of like lighting up, but again, I'm not dropping $30 for that.
And the shirt I said the shirt, the sweater that I ended up getting, it was like the best looking out of all of them, even though it had like a white elf on it. And if you know me, I'm a very much an advocate for, hold up, let me show y'all. I like Black Santa. Hold on, I got a lot to show. Hold on. This before everybody think this a dildo or something, this a curling iron. I'm just saying, because you know, people gonna be people. Hold up. Like, look, Black Santa. I rocks with Black Santa, right? You know me. I got Mrs. Claus, I got Mr. Claus, and if you want Black Santa stuff, go to Michael's. Michael's has all the Black Santa stuff. And I know some people are like, whoa, why are you guys making everything about race? Da, da, da. If I'm going to sit here and support anything, and I'm saying Santa is someone important to me, I want it to be like a Black father like I got. Okay, sorry to you if you get offended. I don't know what to tell you. But also, let me move all this back. I got candles, medicine, everything. Anyway.
Girl.
Right. Back to what we was doing now. So, yes, Sheyla, I wasn't trying to bully you. I just was not expecting it. I love your Christmas decor on a budget. You know, I think it's real cute, real everything. I mean, for someone who's not even festive at all, like right now, I have Black Mrs. Claus over there in the corner of my room staring at me. When I wake up in the morning, she scares me a little bit, but you know, that's my sis. We rocking with her. I'm like, maybe if I keep staring at you, something will like a ping in my heart will, you know, arise or something like that. But anyway, let's get into my week. So this week, first off, Thanksgiving and everything was last week. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. If you got some stuff, go ahead. I got some of my stuff already for people's Christmas gifts. Sheyla, I'm still trying to find your gift, but don't worry. It's
No,
going.
girl, don't give me a gift. Don't give me a gift. Because I honestly, the only people I'm thinking about are my nieces. And that's really it. That's all. Because it's just so, I don't know. I feel like every year I try to think so much and go above and beyond. And I don't know if it's because I just got off of my unemployment life story arc that I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying to re-up
I
my
think
funds.
you're thinking that I'm saying like I don't know what to get you. No, I know what to get you. It's just finding this specific like version of this.
I don't know, girl. You got me traumatized after
Oh
last
my
year. So I
gosh,
don't know what
shut
you think that I
up.
want. Because what you be thinking don't really. You need to confirm that what you think I want.
Anyway, because last year's gift, if y'all know the story time, y'all know
Yeah,
that was
don't even remind them. Y'all gotta go
that
back
was
and watch the
great logic.
episode.
That was great logic. Anyway, um, also to your point, y'all see a sparkly little thing. This is a pimple patch because this thing is a monsoon, a fat Mount Everest on my forehead. But I hope my hair covering it. You know, we're gonna be real. We're gonna keep it. You know, in case y'all want to be in the comments talk about something. Da, da, da. Also, wait, quick caveat: the way these people for Love Island was trying to come for Sheyla and I about our take about Miss Shelly. Y'all know I love Shelly and Ace down. So for the fact that people were sitting here trying to say they don't really love Shelly, they like Olandria. What is wrong with y'all? Like, are y'all okay in Cabeza? Like, it's giving like y'all need help today. Is it fentanyl? It gotta be fentanyl. I know we in an epidemic. It gotta be fentanyl. Like, that's what it's giving. Like,
Mind you, I've never watched an episode of Love Island, period. I have no allegiance to none. I don't know none of them. My whole thing is, as a curly hair girl advocate, I saw the ad, I saw Shea Moisture, and I think the point, and Rebecca responded to one of the comments that actually understood the point that we were getting at. I wasn't coming for any of them. I was coming for the brand because I know when they drop these marketing campaigns, they dropped a bag, and I felt like they sold her short. Like, why would you drop this when you could have done better? But of
exactly.
course, when people want to miss a point, they're gonna miss a point. One person like try to report the TikTok post. I'm like,
I
was
liked
it really
it.
that serious? It is very scary to me how much people are obsessed with these celebrities. Like, they put them on a pedestal. Like, these people will actually like fight and like go to war for these people that you never like. Are they your family? Like, what's
And I just
happening?
want to give a shout out to Wellington because he was the
Yes.
first, like, mind you, when Sheyla and I posted it, Sheyla and I are the type of people, we'll post it and just go about our day.
Yeah.
So like I checked back in an hour later and like I had saw like a comment and I saw like he had put me and Sheyla in like a Instagram group chat. He was just like, just want to let you know, like the Love Island people about to get crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? I go onto the Too Much page and the people is really tussling with us. I'm like, oh my God. This one girl talking about she was like, oh, like, I don't know what she said. And I said, I pray to the gods of comprehension for you. She's like, you don't need to pray for me. You need to show your real hair. I said, I'll make sure I tag you when I do it. She's like, ugh, don't tag me and then block me. Girl, how you come to me? You
They were
can't have.
worried about like whose hair was longer and who's this. I'm like, girl, this is not a competition. Because I care for her, I'm like, oh, this company did you dirty. It's not about nobody or nothing. So make sure you go back and you watch if you care about it. We posted it as like a mini clip so you can go directly to our channel and just watch that portion, or go to our TikTok Too Much SB and watch that clip and tap
Yes, and
into
you'll
the
see the
comments.
people coming at us. The one people said that
Yeah.
I need to chill off the red lipstick. So I sent them a kissy face because like who is y'all talking to? Who you feeling like? And this is why Sheyla and I say Rebecca really could not be famous because I'll be famous at 12 o'clock and be canceled by 12:01. Because who are y'all who you feeling like?
The downfall would be immediate. Yes.
It would be immediate. But anyway, let me get into my week. So I don't know if you have this girl has popped up on y'all TikTok, but if you haven't, and if you're not watching my Courtney Cook, yeah, that's her name, Courtney Cook, y'all need to get into her. She is like the preppiest. She like, yes. Like she's the one who has like the reason why people are doing like sweet potato and cheese now, like as the trends. You haven't seen her? Sheyla,
No.
you need to get
I'm
into
looking her
her.
up right now. Yeah, no, I'm a visual person. Anytime someone mentions anything, I'm like, let me see. Let me see.
Yes, she's so quirky and like I at first I was judging her a little bit because I'm like, this lady just be eating ingredients, but it's like the satisfaction that she gets from these combinations is the reason why I'm so obsessed with her because like I don't even like sweet potatoes, but she got me about to. Yes, that's my girl. Yes. I love Miss Courtney down. If y'all not into her, get into her. Like, yes, you might judge her a little bit, but again, it's not your mouth that's eating the food. So it's like just get off the satisfaction of her satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
I just love that. She's a teacher. She's in her class. She loves I think it's like a Cornish hen or something like that. She also loves Brandy P. I've never heard of that a day in my life, but she has me wanting to try these stuff. And I'm like, that's my obsession for the week right now. Like every video, every time I scroll, every two scrolls, I said squirrels, every two scrolls, Courtney pops up and I just smile. Like I'm like, yes, girl. But the next thing I wanted to talk about, there's certain things that people classify as like, oh, that's like a trauma response. Like that's why you do it. And I think for me, I'm kind of glad that it is these trauma responses that people like say that it is because I see how people act who don't have that trauma response. And I'm like, I'm disgusted. Right. And like when I say that prime example, like, you know how Sheyla and I have said, like, we have that figure it out gene, like very solution based people first. Like whenever a situation is going wrong, we're thinking about like the best way to like, find a solution for it. And there's some people who like to wallow, who like to sit there and complain and stuff like that. And like that's great. I complain too after the fact. Or like while I'm figuring
Oh,
out the
I'll
solution.
complain before for
Yeah,
sure.
like,
That's like my ignition to get it going.
exactly. Like it's my motivating factor. And so I think like when I see people who don't have that, I'm like automatically irked. And so people are like, oh, well, that's a trauma response because you've always been put in those positions to fix things. I'm like, if that's a trauma response, I don't care. I like that. I'm gonna keep that. I don't care. Even when I sit on that lady couch, I hope she really don't give me no coping mechanisms for that because I see the way the people act who don't, and it's just like I'm stressed. You know, you get what I'm saying? Exactly. The
Yeah.
last thing I'm going to talk about this week, your girl went to MetLife to cover an event for the Jets. And it was an experience, first of all. It was like an event with like Special
Mm.
Olympics New York and like Moody's and everything like that. It was pouring rain. Your girl was in a monsoon. I was wearing my work hat. The hat was drenched, like drenched. I had put all these curly hair products in my braids. The rain vanished.
It was
Gone.
supposed to snow, but it turned out to be just like straight up
No,
rain
but
all
certain
day.
places did get snow. That's the thing.
But not
But
our side of Jersey.
nah, not for us. Like, especially because I was going up north and everything like that. So I was kind of concerned about, like, they said some like hail might hit too. I don't know. But mind you, being on the turf, Shayla and I have yet to go to like an actual NFL game. And even when we get the seats that we will get, nothing will beat being on the turf, on the sidelines, watching everything. Like, you see everything. Mind you, these were little kids playing. So I'm like, just imagine, like, these are like real NFL players and I'm watching them play. Oh, girl, I'm gonna be geeked. I'll be, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, I'll be in the action. Okay. And then also, I met one of like two Jets players, and one of the Jets players, first off, I don't care what nobody says. Men love a funny girl. They love them a funny girl, right? And I had that man giggling. I was like, I'm about to giggle him out these drawers. He was, and if I'm gonna show you the video later, Shayla, like the little snippet that I have of me and him talking, this man looking at me like this. Like, I see heart eyes. Not to gas myself up, but I'm telling you, I saw it. I saw it.
I don't know though, because you are a very nice person and people can confuse your niceness for being flirty. So it's like, I gotta see the video to know. Cause what if he was just being a nice person?
Me?
No, I'm saying the guy. Cause you could, like, a lot of people can confuse your niceness and you're always like laughing and gassing people up. And so men could like see that as, oh, this girl flirting with me, but in your eyes you're like, oh, that's just me, how I operate.
Right. I was just like, because he was like, oh, you're not going to get in it with me. I'm like, no, the story is about you. He's like, so you're not going to stand next to me? I'm like, and, I just gave my little responses or whatever like that. And mind you, the PR person is right there. So I'm like, Rebecca, I'm being professional. But this man, I was about to laugh him out them draws. That's basically the moral of the story. But we're done with my weekly rundown. We're not.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you like to share any highlights, lowlights of your week, make sure you comment down below. Or if you want to mention anything or clock anything from our week, make sure you leave a comment. So here's the part where most people run off. Don't run off, okay? We talk about news, social trending topics, and sports. And so for this week, we usually discuss certain news topics, but honestly, a lot of the news topics that have been trending this week are a lot of the same. So I'm just going to give a little rundown of the top 3 news stories that happened this week, and then we're just going to move on straight into our social corner, because honestly, anything that we would have to say about these 3 topics we've already said in prior episodes, and we're not trying to be broken records. We said what we said about these topics, and it is what it is. So the first big trending news story today was that Democrats on the House Oversight Committee gave the public a fresh look inside Jeffrey Epstein's private island. They released new photos and videos from the compound in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The images show bedrooms, outdoor areas, a room with a dental chair. Yes, you heard that right. A room with a dental chair surrounded by masks and other unsettling details that survivors have long described. Lawmakers say the release is part of a larger push for full transparency from the Justice Department on Epstein's network and the handling of the investigation. The second top trending news story is immigration and ICE continues to dominate headlines, especially with new reports that New Orleans may be the next major city that the Trump administration wants to target in its expanding immigration crackdown. The third story, the United States carried out 2 more strikes on boats in the Caribbean Sea this week, bringing the total number of strikes on suspected drug smuggling vessels to 22 since September. Okay. Nearly 90 people have been killed in these operations so far. The strikes are drawing growing concerns because the Trump administration has not released clear public evidence that all of the targeted boats were actually involved in drug trafficking. Lawmakers who were shown a classified video say some strikes appeared to hit survivors in the water, raising serious questions about the legality and morality of the campaign. Again, a lot of people are saying, like, you keep saying that these are drug smugglers, but we're seeing no proof, right? And a lot of these countries, especially like, near the Caribbean Sea, Venezuela, and all the the countries that are being affected. They're like, you can't just be bombing our boats and like, let me see the proof before you do what you do. So that has been stirring a lot of ruckus. So yeah, now let's move over into our social corner.
Yes, welcome to our social corner where, if you are new here, let me give you a quick little rundown. It's basically where we talk about some of the trending stuff we've been seeing on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, like anything that we've been seeing people have like a strong social reaction to. Obviously we don't talk about everything, but we talk about some of the ones that we feel like we can give our most thoughts and opinions to. So for the first one, we are going to be doing our Apple Music 2025 music wrap up. Sheyla, you want to talk about yours first?
Yeah, first off, I want to mention that if you are a Spotify user, I'm just jealous about the fact that I want to know what my listening age would be. I feel like that's really the only thing that like Apple Music does not have. Of course, every year it's like a competitive type of thing, like who's wrapped or whose replay is better. I do have to say, I feel like Spotify does a really good job of like evolving, adding new things to their yearly review type of thing. I don't know. I think the reality is Spotify is better, but I'm just like, imagine it just will take too long to switch over.
You think
Yes,
Spotify's
because
better?
they offer more, I feel like, for their money. Like these services are about to get more expensive. And I feel like people that have Spotify, I think they have like Hulu or something as part of um their streaming service, and like they just have all of these things that I feel like Apple Music just does not offer. But one thing about me, I'm so loyal to my own detriment, honey. So I cannot imagine
So
starting
you're
from
saying
square one.
so you're saying they just have more incentives kind of thing, basically.
Yeah, incentives, but also like their operation to finding new music, they just make it like easier. But nonetheless, if you are a Spotify user, shout out to you. We're Apple Music girls. Okay, so we're gonna share with you guys what our top songs, artists, genres, and albums were. My favorite thing about this is I know some people get mad when people post their information on Instagram. I love it because it gives me a chance to learn about new artists that maybe I've never seen before. And if I see their like number one, I'm like, oh, I've never heard of them. Let me see. So here's my thing. So my top songs, literally the top 9 are all Bad Bunny songs. And yeah, it was from his album Debí Tirar Más Fotos. I'm not gonna break down all the songs because you guys see it there. It's all Bad Bunny album songs. For top album, obviously number 1 was Bad Bunny. The Art of Loving by Olivia Dean, Some Sexy Songs by Party Next Door, Starline from Chance the Rapper, and then Maverick City was my number 5. As you guys know, I this was like my unemployment year. So I was like, God, I know was tired of me. When I say like I am living in an answered prayer, I meant that. I was like gospel Christian music every morning to stay sane. Okay. And then when it comes to top artists, they were Bad Bunny, Maverick City Music, Drake, Olivia Dean, and SZA. I know it's ironic because, on this show, we have talked several times about Drake and how petty he is and all the things. And I've mentioned it's the thing that made me mad is like Drake didn't have to do that because he is a good artist. I do like his music. So it's like, why you acting like I don't know. Anyways, Drake always finds a way to get into my top 5 every single year. So yeah, that's me. And then for my genres, my top genres, they are R&B, soul, Christian, hip hop, Latin, and pop. And yeah, I guess this year the only difference is Olivia Dean. She was nowhere near my Apple replay last year. Leon Thomas, remember in an earlier episode, I thought he was a new artist. Turns out he been there, done that type thing. And we did go to the Friday concert. So Friday did make its way into my replay. He wasn't like top 5 or whatever, but he was in the, shorter end of the list. How about you?
The one thing you and I have in common for sure in artists is Drake. Okay, so for me, My top artists were Mariah the Scientist at 1, Rod Wave at 2, Drake
Mhm.
at 3, Friday at 4. And this one kind of surprised me. Number 5 was Nicki Minaj. I don't know what Nicki Minaj song
Ooh.
I was listening to that was crazy like that. But then for my top songs, because they also told me my top songs, it was Spread Thin by Mariah the Scientist. If you know me, you know I will forever love Spread Thin. Shayla gets tired of hearing me sing it. Shayla be like, Rebecca, it's been like 2 years. Let it go.
But listen, I can't say nothing because literally my top songs are all the songs from Bad Bunny's album. So if I like something, I get it, girl. I'm gonna play it and play it and play it and play it and play it until
It's a classic.
I'm gonna replay the album again.
The other song that I was obsessed with this year is called The Greatest Bend Over. If you know, Greatest Bend Over. Okay, that's my song. Only Human by Mariah the Scientist as well. Kodak Black No Flockin', which is crazy. And then From a Woman by Mariah the Scientist. And then my top albums, which is kind of funny, it was Some Days I'm Good, Some Days I'm Not by Friday.
Mm.
I know. Hearts Sold Separately by Mariah the Scientist. Ghetto Gospel by Rod Wave. Last Lap by Rod Wave. And then this is like crazy because I didn't think this would be a top album I listened to. Am I the Drama by Cardi B? I
Ooh,
was like,
what?
I think it was because of that Bodega Baddie or whatever that song is. I listen to that song every morning because I'm
Cause you
like,
was dragging my good sister, but
I
look
was
at
not
God.
dragging. I said I did not care for her. Am I gonna listen to her? Cool, yes. But like I'm not obsessed with her how some people are. And
Hmm.
then my top genres were hip hop, R&B, soul, worldwide, is because I listen to a lot of Haitian music as well. Rap and pop. I expected that. But I think for me, the most like shocking was like Nicki Minaj being one of my top artists, and then Am I the Drama being one of the top albums. I just think those to me was like the most like surprising. I
Mhm.
already knew Mariah Scientist and Rod Wave was gonna be in there. I already knew that. I just didn't
Yeah.
expect it to be like doom doom doom. Also, Shayla and I are going to go see Rod Wave in December, December 23rd. So if you are going to that concert, you know, maybe we can link up. Maybe we can be there. Maybe we can take a photo. Too much times, whoever the person is, you
I
know.
am going as moral support. I am making it a mission, like to at least start listening to him the week before. Cause I literally, when I say I know zero Rod Wave songs, like I tried to get into him so bad, but I just cannot. But I feel like going to a concert and not knowing the artist is just like defeats the entire purpose. So I'm gonna at least try to know a few beats, a few little lyrics, just to like not be so clueless when we go.
And I was like, I just know Shayla about to just have the camera on me the whole time because I'm about to be going. I'm not gonna have time to record because I'm gonna just be in tune with it all.
I
Okay.
hope it is everything you wish for and more. Honestly, I would be traumatized because the last time you was really ready, really, la palabra no me llega. You was like set to go, and then he canceled.
I was
So
sick.
let us, let us manage expectations. Let us hope that this
No,
is the
honestly,
year.
because as someone who doesn't like to get excited for things, because
Yes.
I always feel like my expectations is never up there. I'm trying to like mitigate my excitement and not be
Mhm.
like, oh my God, da da da. Because like I just think it's so interesting and like entertaining to see an artist in like a space where all his fans or her fans are and hear everybody collectively like sing and everything together. I just feel like the
Mhm.
vibes are always just immaculate. So it's like the way I've seen other concerts of his, I'm hoping that's the one. Well, that's what kind of way it's like when we go. And then also I'm going to see Mariah the Scientist in February. And I just know I'm about to, because regardless of how you feel about both these artists, Rod Wave and Mariah the Scientist, personally, musically, I'm here for it. Personally, it's like with both of them, I just gotta separate the artist from the art because Mariah, y'all get it. We talked about Young Thug
If
and
you know,
everything.
you know.
Right. If you know, you know. But that was basically our Apple Music wrap up.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments like what your Spotify was, what your Apple Music wrap up was. Ooh, girl, what is going on with my
Yeah, I know.
throat?
If I had to guess, since we didn't get an age on Apple, I think my listening age is given like mid 30s because a lot of like the people that I listen to are young. I guess maybe the Maverick City music would like push my age a little older, but I think like 30, mid 30s to 40s is my listening age. If you had to guess, I think you'll be like
I think
20.
I would be, yeah, I think they would think I'm like 25, 26, 27. Like, I
Mhm.
think I'd be in like that 25 to like 29 age
Yeah.
range. Cause I just feel like that's what most people like my age are listening to, especially like,
Mhm.
I don't know what the artist that I'm listening to, like it just gives that. Like, I don't think I would have be pushing 30, but I
I
definitely think it'd be in
definitely
like the
would.
20s for real.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure that you share with us all of your listening data.
You know what I realized? I think I know why Nicki Minaj was there because if you know me, well, you y'all most of y'all don't know me, but in college, I listened to Boss Ass Bitch down.
Mhm.
Like, so now whenever like, sometimes you need a reminder that you are that girl. So
Mhm.
it was like a month in, I want to say it was July, where I was like, as someone who doesn't get insecure or nothing like that, I was just like, I just need a reminder that I'm that girl because people was really just trying to make it seem like your girl was chopped liver. So I just listened to Gotta Give These Girls a Standing Ovation. Clap, clap, clap. If you know the rest of the song, y'all get it. Y'all get it. But I
Right.
just had to like, I was listening to that song literally 7 times a day. And if you know, I will wear a song out. I'm talking about belt to booty cheeks. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what I did to Bad Bunny's album. I am super excited for the Super Bowl halftime because if you don't remember, he is the halftime performer, artist, whatever. And I
yeah.
am so excited. I can't wait for that. But another topic that has been trending on social media this week is Diddy's Netflix documentary. Here's the cover. If you haven't heard about it yet, is Sean Combs: The Reckoning. It was released on December 2nd. If you've watched it, you've watched it. If you haven't and you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it. But a lot of the social media commotion or talk was number one, the fact that 50 Cent was one of the, not was, is one of the executive producers. And number two, there was like unreleased or like footage that was included in this Netflix documentary that people were like, how did you get this? Like, what is happening? And so this is a post that was posted by 50 Cent because a lot of the drama is like, oh, or at least Diddy's team felt like this was a hit piece by 50 Cent, right? And 50 Cent was like, no, it wasn't. Like, this was a documentary showcasing what had happened, right? And so this is a post made by 50 Cent today. And in it, he's like, what kind of gay shit is this? Diddy sent me flowers at Club 11. LOL. Why all the foreplay? Get busy. I'm stupid. So it has not ended, right? Diddy's team sent a cease and desist to Netflix, alleging like y'all need to take this down because this is a hit piece and like you guys are using 50 Cent or like 50 Cent is using y'all to drag my name. And 50 Cent is like, no, it's not. Let me play this. This is like a little news segment from NBC where 50 Cent was asked about the same exact thing. Like, what is your response to people that say like this was just a hit piece to bring down Diddy? It wasn't really, to amplify the people that were affected by what Diddy did.
His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained the footage. After a nearly 8-week trial, Combs was acquitted of the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering and sentenced to 50 months in federal prison for 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs' team going on to slam Netflix for partnering with 50 Cent, who they say has been his longtime public adversary, something the Grammy winner denied, citing his own casting choices in his popular Stars franchise, Power. One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram,
Yeah,
because of the...
Look at this. And let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
I think it's so funny 50 Cent trying to be professional because it's like now he over here like let's stop right there. When he was also asked like how did you get this footage? Because again, like Diddy was being filmed days before, his trial began, and it very much gave like he thought that he was gonna get away with this type of thing. And he was like, as a journalist, you should know you don't give away like your
Sources.
exactly your sources. So I'm like, comment down below. Have you watched the documentary? I have not watched it, but I've seen all the talk back and forth with people saying 50 Cent this, Diddy this. I think the reality of the matter is that Netflix would not put their name right on this documentary unless they had the facts together. Because at the end of the day, like, we're not talking about a up and coming type of brand that doesn't have much to lose. Like, Netflix is a big production or like media company, and they're not about to lose their credibility over a petty hip-hop fight. They're not about to do that. So regardless of what Diddy's team wants, I think that this documentary is very much gonna stay. And this isn't the first documentary that has aired, right? Like, before the trial was even over, I think Hulu dropped something. So it's like, oh, why is Diddy's team coming specifically for 50 Cent? I mean, I feel like we know why, because they do have the little drama. And in this documentary, they did include unreleased footage that his team is like, how'd you get that? Like, this was supposed to be undercover type stuff, or like, how you guys get this footage. But I don't know.
I think for me, because I'm not gonna go watch it, I'm not a documentary girl. Also, like, I feel like I heard enough during the court case where I don't need to watch the documentary as well. But if you are into that, definitely go watch it. My whole thing is, like, when I saw this, especially with like Diddy's team talk about this is a hit piece, this, that, and the third. To me, it's just like, anytime a documentary comes out about anybody, that's like the main thing that the family or like the law team says, like, oh no, this was like, they're portraying this wrong. They're like, this is very one-sided, this, that, and the third. It's like I expected that response. So to me, it's like, I'm not moved either way. I'm not moved by Diddy's team. I'm not moved by 50 Cent. Like, if you're going to watch it, you're going to watch it. If you're not going to watch it, you're not going to watch it. To me, it's just like, the outcome was the outcome regardless. The trial happened. Whatever happened. Like, all the information we found out. It's like, some people are going to still support Diddy. Some people are going to say he's a weirdo. Some people are going to say he's a pervert. Everything's like, you're going to think what you think regardless. So I don't think like this documentary is really going to sway people differently. I just think it's like you said, the unseen footage that's like, oh, hold up, how you get that kind of thing. But if you felt a type of way about him before, you were going to feel that type of way about him regardless.
Right. The only thing I'll add to that is that I do like documentaries. But will I watch it? I don't know. I feel like I really am not messing with Diddy, so I don't even want to watch it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But comment down below if you did watch it. What were your thoughts? On to the next topic.
Yes. So the next thing we're talking about is Camp Rock 3. A trailer has been released. So the Jonas Brothers are officially returning as Connect 3 and Camp Rock 3, coming to Disney Plus and Disney Channel in the summer of 2026. A new teaser shows Joe, Nick, and Kevin Jonas back at Camp Rock, searching for the next generation of musical talent. Joe Jonas says, "We're back. Exactly where we're supposed to be." So Joe, Nick, and Kevin and Demi Lovato are all serving as executive producers on the film, and there are going to be some returning cast members like the Jonas Brothers. And if you remember, Connie Torres, that's who she played as in the movie. She was Demi Lovato's mama, and that was her name, Connie Torres. So I'm going to play for you guys the trailer really quickly before we give y'all our thoughts.
I'm Shane. You up for a canoe ride later?
I wouldn't miss it.
This is where Connect 3 connected. We used to love this place. Your music has to be who you really are. It's got to show how you feel, or it doesn't mean anything. Music, friendship, memories. We're back. Exactly where we're supposed to be. Still no birdhouse.
So as you can see, the trailer is out. This is happening. Me personally, I am extremely unmoved. Like,
yes. And I also want to say, I am a big, like, Disney Channel was such an important, part of my childhood. I love Disney Channel down. And every single time they try to repurpose anything that was from our like late 90s type of Disney Channel era, I think it is a flop. Like, just looking at this trailer again, keep in mind, this is my biased opinion because I grew up on such an iconic arc of Disney Channel that is like, some stuff is just better left untouched. Like, why can't we create, or Disney Channel create their own version of Camp Rock, but like not do a Camp Rock 3? Like, you know what I mean? Y'all can't make another type of camp that's like unique. Like, we keep repurposing. What is, what's the word I'm trying to look for when people like not repurpose, like the content, like the Phineas and Ferb thing, they try to bring it back.
Repurpose.
No, I said not repurpose.
That's what I
You
said.
said the
Wow,
N word.
hold up.
Yeah, it's coming down below. You know the word that I'm trying to say. Like, they try to bring back old stuff, and I'm just like, create original programming that this generation can be like, oh, this is what I grew up on. Like, I just think, why do we keep like? And I get it, right? Creating these things take a lot of time and money. So these producers and these executives, they're not trying to drop money on something that may flop, right? But you have to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, tap in Kai or whoever is big in like this young generation and put them on Disney Channel. I get it. Like, they're not Disney Channel friendly, but like, tap in with like the younger generation influencer era and try to work with them and see what the young people are into and develop something original. These Jonas Brothers, I know I've seen also a lot on social media, like, oh, are they going bankrupt? Like, their money must be real low because they dropped, I think, like some sort of holiday movie. They're back on tour, and now this Camp Rock 3 type of situation. Listen, get your money where you can. If you're working for it, get that money. But my whole thing is, again, original programming, please. Like, Disney Channel, please do better.
Yeah, and I just think for me, it's like, I know they're trying to appeal to like multiple generations. It's like, oh my God, the kids who are in like their 20s now, about to get into their 30s, like they grew up on this. We're gonna bring them back in, and then we're also gonna attract like the younger kids. So then we could just do this blending thing. It's just like, but it was great for that time. If you were coming out with a Camp Rock 3 when I was in middle school, shoot, even high school, you would have had me. But in my grown age of 27, first off, I don't see Demi Lovato in that. You think I'm about to just watch for the Jonas Brothers? Like,
and
I
it's
guess
like, you can't appreciate it as much if you don't understand the arc of like Camp Rock 1. You know what I mean? Like, that's like if you drop a High School Musical 6 right now. Like,
yeah, don't do that. That would trigger me. That would trigger me real bad. Don't do that. I actually just got angry thinking about that. Like, if Disney wants to do anything, partner with Miley Cyrus and figure out how you can get me a Hannah Montana tour. That's the
or
way.
create. What are the, like, if you guys are younger than like 20, tell us, what are the young people interested in? I think these producers and executives need to hold meetings and focus groups with the younger generation and figure out what they are into. You repurposing things that are interesting to, you know, the 20, 30, 40 year olds got to go. Like, create something original, please. Respectfully.
Yeah, but not. You don't think that if they partnered with Hannah Montana, I say Hannah Montana, with Miley Cyrus to do a Hannah Montana tour, that wouldn't do numbers?
No, it would, but Miley Cyrus already said she's not trying to tour. And shout out to her though, she just got engaged, so good for
Yes,
her.
she did.
And so it's like, my whole point is that we need to let the you know what I mean? Like, they all try to remove themselves from Disney for a reason. Let us create the 2025, the 2020 era of Disney. Like, let us create their own art. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Is that the saying?
Yeah,
Please.
stop trying to make fetch happen. It's never gonna happen.
Hello. Thank you.
Like, so my thing is, I also feel that same way about like the High School Musical thing, because I remember they tried to do like the High School Musical show series.
They
and
did.
I get into it, right? I said tried, yeah, they did do it, right? And I tried to get into it, and it was just so like cringy for me. I was like, I don't like, this is not giving Gabrielle. I said Gabriella. It's not giving Troy.
Sharpay.
Hey, like, it's not giving that, you know? So I just feel like, to your point, just let the past be the past. Figure out how to make content for the kids that are happening now, because no kid want to say, here, back in my day when we was watching Camp Rock 1, I was here, there, da da da. Like,
Yeah.
ain't nobody trying to hear all that, for
And
real.
also, like, you got to change with the times. Kids right now are into like streaming and YouTube and like just stuff like that. So if you want Disney, hit my line. I can help you out with these focus groups, all
Girl,
these things. I got you, girl.
and you know
But
what's
you
crazy?
gotta,
I got so many ideas for Disney. If y'all don't do a partnership with Miss Rachel, like Miss Rachel out here, the kids love Miss Rachel down. I remember when you used to wake up in the morning, you see Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Like, we used to be watching
yes.
that at like 6 o'clock in the
But Miss
morning.
Rachel don't want that.
I guess
She
you're right.
got her money
But it's
long,
like the
honey.
amount of shows also that I feel like a lot of Black creators, and we've had this conversation, like when, people who are independent do something and then they partner up with these corporations, it always feels diluted. So
Yeah.
like, I don't want there to be a dilution, but what I'm saying is also there are so many different programming options out there that kids today love. You can do something with that,
Yeah, Disney, hit our line. Thank
We got
you.
ideas today. Okay.
On to the next topic. Okay. AI scams are growing, ladies and gentlemen. Like the scams, if you like me, sometimes you would hear like, we've all heard wild scam stories before. And if you're like me, you're like, oh girl, those red flags were front and center. You know what I mean? Like that would never happen to me. But the way AI is continuing to enhance, baby, we all could get got. Okay. My mom shared with me how her friend received a call, right, alleging that her sons were being kidnapped, right? So it was like her son's voice, and it was like alleging that they were being kidnapped, and the person was asking for money, right? So before my mom had shared that story with me, I had sent a video to Rebecca that literally broke down the same thing. And before we get into it, let me share this video for you guys because this is a PSA. Don't get got. My mom said, girl, if people reach out to you saying that I got kidnapped, don't believe them. I said, girl, what? Listen to this.
Today I received a phone call at work. Not unusual. Usually I let them go through, but I was kind of expecting a call, so I pick it up, and my sister answers the phone. And she's hysterically crying. And I ask her, what's going on? Why are you crying? And she tells me, I need you to pick me up. I need you to pick me up. And I can't really understand everything that she's saying because she's hysterically crying, but it's definitely her. So I'm like, okay, I'll go pick you up. Where are you? And she continues to cry, and I tell her to calm down. And eventually this man tells her in the background, I'm gonna go ahead and give me the phone. I'll talk to him. Like, you need to calm down. And so he picks up the phone, and I ask him, who is this? He just tells me, oh, my name's so-and-so. I have your sister here. She's in the back of my car. And I'm thinking, okay, this is a first responder. This is a police officer at the accident. Okay. Is she okay? Where is she? And he tells me, she's fine. She's okay. She wasn't hurt. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I tell him, I need to go pick her up. Where is she at? And he tells me, so listen, I need you to go to a secluded area. And so I go to the back office, and I'm in the back office, and I go, so tell me what's going on. And he tells me, your sister was in the wrong place at the wrong time. She's not injured. However, I'm a member of this cartel. And right when I heard that, I was like, this is a scam.
Yikes.
So now they are the scammers are finding ways to get people's voices, right? Like your family members' voices. So when they call you, you are hearing like your mom, daughter, uncle, cousin type stuff. And you are gonna be more inclined to believe it because it's like, oh no, girl, this is really my daughter calling me.
Yeah. And in that, towards more of the end of the video, he ends up talking about how he called his dad. He's like, yo, where's my sister? And he's like, oh, your sister's here with me. So it's just at least he knew the know-how. Let me hang up, because I could understand how that could get people, especially if if I get a call that's my sister is crying, saying
and it's her voice, it's her voice. It's
and
not
I think
no
that's the point
random.
that people keep missing. This is actual, and you know, it's crazy. Sheyla and I do this platform. So if somebody wanted to scam our parents, they literally could just take our voices right now and just call my mama, call my dad. Don't do that, because I don't got time for my parents to be stressed out. I really don't. Please. But I just think, even like earlier this week, Sheyla and I were on the phone, and I officially discovered Facebook Marketplace, right?
Girl,
And as
she
I'm
spent
on
a
Facebook,
whole Saturday, or was it Sunday,
it was a
just
Saturday.
scrolling through Facebook Marketplace.
I was like, Sheyla, people are selling empanadas. Like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy, right? And so one of the things that kept popping up was that these apartments, right? And it was like 2-bedroom, 1-bath, $975. I said, Sheyla, this sounds crazy. And then like when you look, at least I had the know-how to like look deeper, because I'm like, this don't even sound right. But for some people, it's like, oh, this look good. It's like all these different profiles were like created in 2025. I'm like, that don't make sense. That's, you know, fishy. And then Sheyla was like, yes, like there was just a report that was done on this about like these people are like doing like real estate scams and stuff. And it's like, at least I had to know how to question it. But if you are someone who's not, you're like, oh my God, like you're desperate, you need something, you're like, oh my God, I just saw that, I'm willing to pay my last because I need this that bad. And it's just like, the more that scams and like continue and progress, I'm like, we as a society are going down bad. And as much as people are like, AI is so helpful, AI is this, AI is that, I think we also need to understand the damage that AI can cause.
This is the dark side, right? Like, there's always two sides to everything. Yes, right? People are like, oh, I love AI. It saves me so much time at work, at home, for my projects, yada, yada, yada. But the dark side of it is that people are using it to scam and, like, you know, don't get got, y'all. I already have trust issues, as we mentioned here. But now, baby, listen, my mom already told me, girl, if they tell you that someone kidnapped me, is alive. So anyone that try to, girl, my mom, good. Okay, God, please. Because I'm not going to believe it.
And
I'm
then
like, girl, if
also,
you want, you could FaceTime me. I need to see my mom in the video.
honestly, and also it's gonna kind of cause that like boy cries wolf type of situation, because God
Yeah.
forbid something like this really does happen.
I'm
I'll
not
be
going to
like,
believe it.
I don't believe you. Hang up. Whole time it's like a real situation
Oh
that
my
like you actually
God.
needed for. So it's just like
God
I just see
forbid.
the downfall happening I see it happening very soon. And I
Mhm.
just think people need to just be more weary and question things more. We talked about this last week where we talked about the Danish deception. I'm like, people do not ask enough questions, and people are too willing to trust something because it sounds right or it sounds good. If you ask the necessary questions, it's like, hold up. Like, we need to question things more. We need to be more weary and not be so trusting that everything we hear is automatically the truth, because that's not the truth.
Yeah, and honestly though, like, sometimes it really don't be us, right? Like the red flags of last year are not the red flags of this year, because everything just seems like the easy pass scams. Have you gotten that? It's like, oh,
Oh,
you
girl.
know, your funds are too low, or like, oh, you ain't paid this, da 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 da, like the easy pass scams. There's just so many text message scams. Don't ever click something if you don't know about it. Like, go to the source. Your bank is not just gonna randomly text you to send you like, oh, I need this, I need that. Y'all better go straight to the bank place, or to, you know, your app. Just don't get got,
And like,
because it's
even if
scary.
they do text you, like my thing is like with Easy Pass, like sometimes they'll send me like a code and stuff like that, especially when I log in. There's already a chain already
Right.
settled in that. Why would I trust a random number that came out of nowhere? Talk about some click this link to pay it now. And when I go in my actual Easy Pass account, ain't nothing there. So it's just like,
Yeah.
who you think you getting for real? So
No,
like,
they've gotten a lot of people.
oh yes, like, and the thing is, I saw this one report. They were like saying how much money scams have made this year is like, I think the percentage increase was like 10% or 12% or something like that. Like, it was a high
Mhm.
percentage because people are getting got, and it's like, it's very easy to say this never could be me, this never could be me. But as they get more advanced, there's a way that you could be the person that's gotten. So it's just like, ask questions, don't be trustworthy to everything, and
Mhm.
just go through things through the official sites, because even the amount of calls, I mean, notices I get about like banks getting hacked every day too. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't
Another thing is scam likely calls. T-Mobile, if you think it's a scam, don't let it hit my line. Like, I get like 5 scam likely calls. If it's a scam, why are you letting it come to my phone?
even at work, when I answer the phone, I'm like, why you think you gonna get me? Like,
And the thing
ooh,
is once you answer one scam likely call, baby, now you're gonna get like 30. So
yeah.
don't answer none of them calls. They be like quiet for 5 minutes. In my mind, I'm like, girl, they can hack in all my data on my phone. I don't know.
Especially because, like,
Anyways,
if you say hello, they recording that hello so they can sit there and just like
and
now
call your
use your
parents and tell them that you kidnapped. Don't be weary, y'all. On to the
voice.
next.
Yes. So the next thing we are going to talk about, we talked about this last week about that guy, talk about some, I don't know what karma you're dealing with from the past, but I can't stop cheating on you. Karma does come back around and it does come back full force. Okay. So we are going to talk about LiAngelo Ball's recent baby mama, Rashida Nicole, the one that got with him months after, she had a baby with Miss Nikki Baby, and then he ended up leaving her after the baby was just born. Like, I think he left her like a few days or a week after the baby was born.
Can we
Then,
show a photo of them for the
oh,
people?
of course, of course. So this is the girl Rashida Nicole that she posted this on her Instagram. That's her with her baby photo, and then the baby
Mhm.
was actually born. So she recently made a post on social media, and she wanted to be transparent about everything, about what she's went through with LiAngelo Ball, how she's apologized to Miss Nikki Baby, how basically coming to moment in her head, right? And the internet is talking about it because we just like, you thought it was going to be sweeter on the other side.
Mhm.
And this is why we always say how you got him is how you will lose him. Because I don't care what nobody says, any person who is willing to stress out the mother of your children that you just had a baby with, the moment that you're willing to treat her like she is dust, dog dust, like she means nothing, why do you think he's going to treat you any better?
Mhm.
And I just Miss Nikki Baby, a very gracious individual, because personally, me, I just think about me.
Mhm.
I don't think I don't have a forgiving heart enough to sit here and take an apology because you thought it was so sweet when he was with you. You thought you were the one who was picked. You thought you were the one who was going to be the forever, that I was the problem and that you were more of a woman than me to be able to keep him. Just for him to do you, if not worse, but just as bad as he did me. You thought you had it. You thought you were the prize. You thought you were you were a pick me who got picked and then you got dropped off. Now look, I can't feel bad for you.
Yeah, I think the thing that is I mean, I've said it. If you go back to that podcast episode, I was like, how you get him is how you lose him. Okay. And when she first got with LiAngelo, if you don't know, he's a former NBA player or like basketball player, and he's also a rapper. He's like, whoa, whoa, oh no, no. Is it him? I
Yeah,
think he's
he's
the one
like
that sings.
swerving bend that corner. Whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa. He also went through his 5 minutes of fame with that little song. Next. So, anyways, when they first got together, Rashida was very much like, oh my man, like she was trying to be funny with Insta stories and like, small little digs. And it's like, oh, you thought you was cute, you thought you was like, ladies, if you think you're about to change a man, dead that. You are not about to change. You saw what it was from the get, and you thought, oh, because I look better or I'm this, he gonna be different this time. Negative. Okay. If you accepted that behavior from him, he gonna be like, oh, I could do it to you too. Like you saw what it was and you were okay with it. So why can't I do it to you? So now her issuing this apology, right? She also mentioned how LiAngelo Ball was not in the room when she gave birth because she didn't want him to be there because of all of like the prior months of like headaches and just like their relationship had been rocky. And it's just like, what were you expecting? And this apology that she did, I mean, I'm glad she did it, I guess, publicly, but it's like I wouldn't accept that. It's like, oh, I'm glad that you learned, right? I tried to warn you, but you thought you was bigger than the program, and look what happened. So her coming on social media, I feel like cute, I guess, but it's never gonna change nothing. And if anything, I hope that she learns her lesson that if you see a man acting the way that they're acting, don't think that you're about to change them because you are you. You're not
And
changing no man.
And I just want to mention, because I just feel like we see this time and time again. Every time a woman comes to, like, and I'm not trying to blame this all on a woman, but at the end of the day, we got to understand there are choices. And I get it. When it comes to a child, it takes two people to make a baby. But I just think we ignore so much time and time again. And I feel like I don't want to put this blanket statement and say it's all men and it's all women, but I feel like most of the time I hear is women who are like, oh, like I ignored so much. I did this, I did that. And it's like, then you have the baby and then you automatically come to this moment of clarity. It's like, now we have a child in the world. Now your child who is here has to deal with the idea and the notion and everything. Your transparency post, that child's going to see it one day about their father being absolutely nothing to you. And now I'm supposed to have some type of respect for my father, but he did my mother so dirty. It's like, I just feel like we keep time and time again, we get to this point about women talking about I finally learned my lesson. The child is already here. You're like, I want to show my daughter better. I want to show this. Why couldn't you just do better for you before you involve the child? And it's just like, I get so sick and tired of hearing it, because I try to be as open-minded, because I understand everybody's situation is different, especially because some people actually were fed the moon, the stars, the grass, the dirt. They were fed all of it. And then come to find out this person's a whole new person. But if I already see how somebody treated one person, I don't care how great of a woman I am. I don't care if I understand that I am the star on top of the tree. If you treated somebody like dirt, dust, why do I think that you're going to treat me any better? I just need us to understand that. Like, I really need us to get that. Like, why do you think I get it? People think that they are special. And as you should have confidence in everything that you are. But that does not mean that just because you understand that you are special, that a man who did another woman just as bad as the internet to see, that they're going to do better by you. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how important you think you are. You are not that special to think that you can change a man who already was doing somebody dirty. I don't care. I don't care. Like, you can't tell me nothing to convince me otherwise. I just had to say that.
We hope the kids are well taken care of, and that, regardless of whether LiAngelo Ball wants to be with this woman or not, just make sure that you are there for your kids. Because regardless of relationships, like, these are your kids. And, like, these are very important years, especially when your kids are young. If you're not with them throughout those years, don't think that you're going to be like, oh, those are my kids. And like hand, all the hugs and hand kisses and all the things now when I'm pushing 20, 30. If you wasn't with me during these early years, don't think that you are about to be with me when I'm already a whole grown adult. No, thank you.
Right. That wishy-washy stuff, you could really keep it all the way over there. Like, you swerved, bend that corner, stay over there. Whoa. Okay. But let us get into our sports corner. You got 24 seconds and it's starting right now.
Yes. We are going to kick off today's sports corner with a topic that really blew me. Like, you guys know, we talk about how, well, I'm an empathetic person. Every time I make a decision to my own detriment, I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to make people feel bad. And this week, the NBA, specifically the LA Clippers, did some real grimy, low to the low type of thing. So before all of this, I think it's very important for us to mention how NBA player Chris Paul had mentioned earlier this year how this was going to be his last year in the league and he was going to retire, right? He was previously with what was the Texas team?
Spurs.
Yes, he was recently with the Spurs, and then like he moved over to the LA Clippers for this season. And so, this was his retirement year. And during midnight hours, we learned, right, that Chris Paul's second stint with the Los Angeles Clippers ended abruptly when the team released him after just 16 games. Paul posted on Instagram that he had, quote, just found out he was being sent home, prompting questions about the sudden move. Clippers coach Ty Lue explained that the decision came down to the partnership not being a good fit for what Paul wanted or for the team's direction. Keep in mind, if you already felt that way as an organization, okay, why do you have to inform this man at midnight about the future of his retirement year? Like, y'all couldn't push this, you know what I mean? Like, for a few more months until he retired. Like, I just feel like it's super disrespectful. And oftentimes, like, people are like, oh, why do these players act the way they act? Why do they want all this money? Why do they this? Why are they asking for so many things? And then when you see stuff like this, when an organization just drops you, like you are just a trash bag, this is exactly why these players act the way that they act, because it's like at any given moment, you could just drop me. And I know, like, if you're watching this, we're like regular people, but it kind of gives like corporate America. Sometimes you give so much to a company and you're like, no, I'm going to stay this extra hour and I'm going to go above and beyond and I'm going to do this, the third. And the next thing you know, you learn how you've been laid off. So it's just super disrespectful. And I think the LA Clippers, you know, as an organization, if I'm a player, I don't want to go there, because how, like, this is how you treat your, you know, future Hall of Famer type of person. And you know that this was his retirement year and this is how you're going to let him out. Like, huh? That's real grimy.
Yeah. And I think, to your point, like the comparison about corporate America, I think a lot of times when people have these conversations that your job does not care about you, I think people always have this like idea, because I've heard, oh, well, it's a business, it's not personal. But the way you go about and conduct yourself makes decisions personal. Regardless of how you want to look at it, the Clippers have been a laughing stock for years. For years. Like, call it what it is, call it what it was. Like, even I remember when y'all got Kawhi injured half the time. When y'all went and got Paul George, injured half the time. When y'all got, like, y'all have consistently been the laughing stock of stuff, right? And if you
And I
guys
think
want,
they just got a new stadium too. So you would think, like, if anything, do it for the people.
and my thing is, like, you predicate yourself on being such a upstanding organization, and this is how you go about stuff. Mind you, I remember when the Clippers, I think they were the one who had a scandal, like they had ended up having to fire like their owner or someone like that, or like a management position or something like that, because their owner was caught like talking crazy about people. It's like, y'all consistently make these decisions, consistently have these narratives put against y'all, and it's never actually about good basketball decisions. So it's just like, to me, if this is my exit year and y'all already are doing trash, I think right now their record is, let me see, I think it's currently 5-16. Y'all already doing bad. So it's just like, just let the man stay. And then y'all really gonna be sick if he pull a Saquon Barkley and another team picks him up. I'm hoping OKC, because OKC has been doing real good. I think they are real good contentions to winning another championship. Honestly, if they keep going on this upward projection right now, I think that would be great fit for him if he ends his retirement year with a championship ring. I would love that for Chris Paul.
So you do think that he is going to find a new team?
I definitely think he should. If this is his retirement year, regardless of how you feel about Chris Paul, especially as someone who's been watching basketball for so many years, nobody can sit here and question his legacy. You're talking about, first off, State Farm commercials. I think he was one of the first celebrities I started seeing them State Farm commercials.
A pioneer.
Okay, a pioneer, a true trooper, girl. Okay. What else? He was known as the point god. Like, people was always talking about him in such a high regard. So for y'all to just discard him as if he is nothing, regardless of how bad the team is doing, y'all can't question that man's legacy. So the fact that y'all want to sit here and treat him like that, talk about it's not a good fit. Chris Paul was LA Clippers before the coach even got there. So please, let's act like we got a little bit of sense when we do stuff. And I think it's also important to note that Like, he can't be moved until December 15th due to like the salary cap rules. So it's just like, technically he's still on the team,
Right.
technically, but he's just not going to be playing or in the arena or nothing like that. And I remember when Chris Paul announced that he was going to be coming back to the Clippers, seeing the reaction from Clippers fans, they were so excited because, like I said, Chris Paul was the Clipper for so many years. He was the team. So then for him to come back and then for y'all to discard him like that, that's really actually crazy to me. You really hate to see it.
And also, it's like the NBA picks and choose what they want to sweep under the rug. So I don't think there's nothing that deep that Chris Paul was doing that you just couldn't let go. Like, just leave him on the. You still got to pay him regardless. It's his retirement year. So it's like,
mind you, I just don't understand how people are saying that he wasn't a good fit because, one, you have your star players. I think Chris Paul was coming off the bench. I wasn't watching Clippers games like that because, again, laughing stock, right? So I wasn't really watching no Clippers games, but I think he was coming off the bench and he already had limited minutes. So how is his contribution impacting y'all in any type of way?
And
so
people have been saying like, oh, the reason is because he was trying to hold people accountable. But it's like, isn't that what you need? Like, clearly we are doing very bad. And I am speaking on the obvious things. I'm not about to sit here and act like everything is going right when our record is this trash. And if you feel bad about that, or like if you feel disrespected, well, like, this is the NBA. Like, you should want to win. And if I'm here, I've been in this league for several years. I've been on several teams. I've seen what can work. Yes, I am going to speak out about it. And if that makes you feel less than, or like you feel offended or whatever the fact, like,
it sucks to suck. It sucks to suck. And the thing is, for years, we've heard, like, every team that Chris Paul has been on, one thing I've heard players, coaches, and whatever staff members say is that he is the type of person who's going to give you that type of mentor type of reaction with his players. Like, with the players, he's going to talk to them, his years of experience. Like, he's going to give you advice and tell you the best course of action to help not just the team, but the individual players as well. It's like you need that voice of reason. For how long was Udonis Haslem on that team? With Miami, he was not playing. But the thing is, they were saying, oh, he coaches up the players. He gives them advice. He was basically like a mentor to the team. Whenever the coach wasn't there, who else were they going to? Because he's been in the league. He has seen all this different stuff. He's giving you advice. You need players like that.
But it's like you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. So that's not on that. Let's see how much better the LA Clippers think they're going to get now that they've released Chris Paul.
Okay. Next. So the next thing we're going to talk about is OBJ. If you don't know what that is, Odell Beckham Jr. He responded to backlash after explaining on the Pivot podcast why $100 million NFL contract doesn't stretch as far as people assume. In a post on X, he said his comments were taken out of context. The debate resurfaced after Shannon Sharpe criticized him, saying that if $60 million can't last a lifetime, you've got a problem. During the podcast, Beckham broke down the realities behind big contracts, taxes, agent fees, security, lifestyle costs, and supporting family often leave players with less than half of the headline number. Because of high-profile athletes operate like business, everyone on their team, which is agents, publicists, trainers, chefs, security, gets paid from the same pot, and the money also isn't paid up front, but over several years, right? So let me play the clip really quickly.
You know, you talk about hard times and darkness. And when we, like, being on this side of the game, we've seen a lot of players or former players who were on that stage who were thriving in that light, right? None as big as you, as RC said. I think you've been the biggest. But even when that light starts to dim, right, and that darkness you spoke about, you know, the multiple injuries, having the game taken away from, you know, a test that you don't even know what happened. But now that's putting your return on pause. Mm-hmm. When guys are on this side and that light isn't shining, a lot of the support tend to kind of go their own ways, right? A lot of the mental stuff starts to kind of take a toll on the guys. How are you in that headspace with everything?
You know what I think? I think to a private conversation I had with a brother of mine just recently, and he's kind of getting towards that. And I think it's up to us, and I don't know what it is, and it's a side conversation, you know, aside from this, that, like, it's kind of up to us to create a community, because there is that leaving the game identity part that is very real, that I feel like we don't address or take as serious, because you never know how it hits you until it does. And I think there's a community that we build. I don't know what it is, again, like I said, but for me, speaking just on myself, I'm like, my mind is just too strong. One, I'm also in a position where I'm kind of backed by a lot more than like what everybody else might possibly have. Like I know, like I'm gonna be straight after football, period. If I didn't have $1 in my account right here today as we speak, I'm gonna be straight for the rest of my life. No question, right? I don't think everybody is in that. And when you've sacrificed your whole life to get here, and you're like, yeah, I played 10 years in the league. And I always explain this to people, I'm like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. We're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year, you know, that you have to spend, use,
Save,
invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna give my mama a house, I'm gonna do, everything costs money. So if you spending $4 million a year, that's really 40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, you know? And now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting 8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position, like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime. Yeah, this job that I sacrificed my whole life for, they are giving me that. I didn't ask for the certain dollar amount or whatever, but we weren't taught about no financial literacy and all the way. We weren't
talk about it all the time.
We weren't taught this skill, and it's kind of like.
You're muted, Sheyla.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is the book that you should get if you are unable to manage $100 million contract. I haven't read it. I will read it, but.
And I just want to say before you go really quickly. So I watched a majority of the interview, and like, you know, there were some things that he was talking about, like where I'm like, okay, like I don't agree with everything that he says that he was talking about in the interview, not just this portion. I don't agree with everything that he said, but there were some things that, you know, it gave me more insight into him, you know, his truth, his words, whatever like that. And it wasn't a bad interview. Ryan Clark does really great interviews. Everybody on the Pivot asks really great questions. I just feel like that portion is the portion that everybody picked because it was just like, sir, out of touch. It's giving very much out of touch. And I get it, right? As some people who we work with the finances that we have. Obviously, we live to the lifestyle that best accommodates to the salary, to the finances that we exactly. Sheyla and her 0.5-inch tree, like, you know, we accommodate in the best ways. People think my nails aren't a budget, but to me, that's a part of my lifestyle budget. If I can't afford it, I'm gonna find alternatives. It's like, I feel like a lot of times these athletes, these celebrities, they forget, and we kind of had this conversation about Burna Boy. You have the lifestyle that you have because one, you're talented, but two, because people see your talent and people have invested in your talent. And the best way to invest, the way that you take the investment that people put into you, is to invest it as well. What you do with your money, you need a financial advisor. You need somebody who's going to give you the best advice on what you could do with your money. So if you are going to sit here and get on a platform and explain to me that $100 million contract over 5 years does not help you live the lifestyle that you have, you need to remember that 50% of the lifestyle that you have is choices, not the necessities. 50% from what you have is the choices you made. The point that he made, the fact that he mentioned, oh, you know, the money for flaunting. No one asked you to flaunt your money. That's a choice that you are specifically making. Like, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is, again, just because it's not like, for me, it's a very hard concept to grasp, but it's because it's like that amount of money. The reality is, like, I may never see that amount of money in my life. And of course, yes, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to work towards this and whatever. And I'm trying to be a media mogul, whatever. But like most people don't ever see this amount of money. Yes, I get it. It's 100 million over 5 years. You take taxes and all of that. It's probably like, I'm pushing it, but let's say it goes down to 50 million. Most people won't even see a million in their whole life, and they have, you know, businesses and they do this, and it's like, I'm not trying to minimize how he feels because that is his truth, right? Like I can't comprehend his reality because I will never be in that tax bracket, right? Or I've never been there thus far. So it's like, I don't know. I don't understand it. My whole thing is, if you feel like it's not enough, you need to find a better financial advisor. I don't think that he doesn't have one, because I feel like when you get that like lump sum of money, realistically speaking, you need someone to help you manage that, right? So let's say you already do have a financial advisor, you need a better one that can, you know, also tell you like, hey, I know this is your money, but your flaunting budget is XYZ, and we need to reduce that in order to help you, you know, stay on track, because this money is supposed to guide you for the next 5 years. You don't need a new house every year. You don't need a new car every year. You don't need the latest and greatest all the time. But then again, you're the one that gets on the field, risk your life, so do what you want with your money. Right. But it's just like, am I over here gonna be like, oh yeah, I totally understand that, like 100 million, baby, I think I'm set for a million, like.
And I get it. This is in our tax bracket, and like, who are
Right.
we
This
to
the
speak
broke.
that?
This
Right.
is Sheyla speaking. This is my brokety mentality, which is why I'm trying to read this rich dad, poor dad type of situation, because I know, because I was raised with like scarcity mindset, paycheck to paycheck, food stamps. Now that I get like enough money to survive, baby, I don't be trying to spend money. That's why I'm buying this Family Dollar Christmas decoration. My Christmas tree is this big, and I'm not trying to buy Christmas presents because I'm like, I know what it's like to not have money. So for me to spend it, I still have that, like, I don't have the best relationship with money. And I think sometimes when you do come from that, it's either two scopes. It's either like once you get money, you're like spending it, you don't care. It's like, baby, if the credit card is going through, we swiping, swiping, swiping. And then there's the other aspect where it's me, where it's like, baby, if I don't need it, I'm not swiping the card. And of course, you do need to find a healthy balance in order to, yeah, you do work hard. You should be able to enjoy your money. But am I feeling bad about your 5-year, 100 million contracts and how you feel like it's not enough to live? I don't know.
And he made a point, like, people are taking what he said out of context. So I made sure to watch the interview, like everything leading up to that moment, to listen to like the context that he was trying. And I just feel like it was very basically cut and dry. You said it. You know, when you get this money, you get the taxes, the amount that you're left with is probably 60,000. You get 12,000 a year. Then you spend about like, I said 12,000.
12,000. I was about to say
12 million a year and this, that, and the third. You know, you continue from there. And it's like, I just feel like you're taking into concept, like, yes, I pay my family's bills. I pay this, I pay that, I pay this. It's like your mom doesn't need a house every year. You don't need, to Shayla's point, you don't need a car every year. Like, yes, you have the chef and you have the trainer, but I'm sure they get a lump sum amount at that moment for the year. And if it's not like that, how much is it really costing? Like, I just don't know. Especially, I think for me, it's like you make yourself seem very much out of touch. And I already know with these celebrities, we can't relate to them in most aspects. I will never catch a football and run and do all this other stuff. And I think it's also important to note you were that guy at one point. So it's like you're talking about this 100 million 5-year contract, but when you were in the beginning of your career and people saw how useful your talent was before the injury, you were getting money out the wazoo. So it's just like, to me, it's like, you have to invest smarter for you and understand that the girls, the money, the cars, the this, the that, at the end of the day, it's like no one's going to invest in you as much as you are going to invest in you. So right. I just think like,
maybe let's not take a private jet all the time.
You know, fly first class. just a little something,
A downgrade.
Exactly. So the next thing we're going to talk about really quickly is Russell Wilson, right? So former Seattle Seahawks quarterback, I believe his name is Trayvon Boykin. I hope I'm saying that correct. He's facing backlash after publicly criticizing Russell Wilson's Thanksgiving gathering. He described the holiday as weird because Wilson's extended family wasn't present, saying that in his own traditional country family, everyone would expect to be flown out for the holiday if someone had Wilson's wealth. He said that the dinner consisted of Wilson, Sierra, their kids, a chef, 2 nannies, their dogs, and Sierra's dad as well. Fans quickly called out Boykin for being ungrateful and that he wasn't spending time with his own family, everything like that. I want to also mention really quickly in the podcast, they were talking about, a majority of the podcast was not talking about Russell Wilson or nothing like that. They were talking about actual football things, about certain players, this, that, and the third. And he also brought up the fact that, because one of the other players was talking about a linebacker that he used to be on a team with and that they had just a contentious relationship kind of thing. And then that's when Boykin also mentioned that he kind of feels the same way about Russell Wilson. And then he talked about the time when it was his rookie year. This wasn't like a recent Thanksgiving. This was like his rookie year. And I guess Russell extended an invite to him when he was with the Seahawks, saying, oh, like, you come here for Thanksgiving. And when he walked in, that's when he said that it was weird, this, that, third, blah, 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 blah. Let me play the clip for y'all really quickly so y'all can see.
Because I felt the same way about Russ. So I
how was that,
get
bro?
what you said.
I know that was
bro.
old, but still, how was that, man?
Bro was.
I know he
can
go back.
He was cool. Like, bro was cool.
Yeah.
But he was weird. Like, to the point to where, like the whole phone call situation, like, I never had his phone number. Like, when I used to call, he used to make, like, some little weird noise or whatever. I went to his house for Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
The weirdest feel, like, he catered. So, no, like, bro, I come from a traditional country black family.
We throwing down.
If I got as much money as Russell Wilson, my whole family would talk about me so bad if I ain't fly everybody out there for Thanksgiving. And I'm sponsored by an airline.
Yeah. Maybe he's not close to his family.
And maybe he not. But his mama wasn't there. Sisters wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even though, like, it's still weird to me. I'm just still, even if you don't food with your family, like, it's still weird to me on Thanksgiving. My family gonna do the food. This is what we gonna do. If you the one with the money, we coming to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me
that part.
That's what we gonna do. So
yeah.
to get over there and catch Russell Wilson, like, him is literally him, Sierra Daddy, me, Noonie, Baby Future, the chef, and 2 nannies. And 3 dogs.
Yeah,
and Baby Future at that time was bad as hell. hey, Baby Future, what you think? You know, everybody going around the room saying what they thankful for and shit. Like, Baby Future, what you thankful for? Oh, just thankful for. I think he said something about, like, I mean, he was a kid though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he was a kid. I think he a lot better than that. But at that time, like, bro was just, he knew, like, I think he understood it. Like, he knew he was just spoiled, just bad. You feel me? Like, who his daddy was, who his mama was, who he hanging around. Like, he started to understand. And so in that case, like, but then I leave Russ' crib, go to Earl Thomas' crib.
Earl, that's more family oriented because you met me there. We
back
always
at home when I stepped off at Earl crib.
We playing spades, good food. Like, we
in there.
Shout out Earl, bro.
But like I said, the catering event was weird. To have that much money, bro. I sound like a hater, but bro could not dress either, though. You know what I'm saying? Be honest, bro. Be honest, bro. Bro could not dress the same. Ain't no way I make it.
Bro had a lot of money, but still, bro, we off. Bro, what don't even know his name? Russell. Yeah, we off Russell, bro. Russell, just like how you feel about. I feel about Bobby, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we're just gonna leave it at that.
We chilling, bro. It's much love, bro. Much respect, you know what I'm saying? D thing, Hall of Famers. Two Hall of Famers for sure.
2 Hall of Famers for sure.
But if we was on the team, we played y'all, we smash.
I mean,
right. So as I mentioned, this was his rookie year. Obviously, he didn't have the finances that's kind of why I guess he felt so comfortable to talk about Russell Wilson. You got all this money. Why don't you got your family? Yada, yada, yada. My whole thing, you weren't even with your own family. he extended an invite to you to come into his house. And like you're reminiscing, talk about this is weird, this is that. Not everybody's lifestyle is the same truth of yours. If you came from a close-knit family, that's great, that's cool, that's calm, that's collected. For example, me being the broke city girl that I am, but like,
You are not broke city.
girl, how you gonna tell me? You know my account?
Baby, trust. If we could, you're not broke city, but continue.
Y'all, just because I carry myself the way I carry myself, that does not mean Rebecca is rich. I swear to you.
I'm not saying you rich, but you not broke. I know broke. But continue. We're not about to argue about that. We don't have NFL type money. Yes.
Okay. So, what was I gonna say? Because now you got me distracted. Oh, I was gonna say, like, for me, I never grew up in the household where we have family dinners every night, right? But if I was talking to somebody else who sat there and was like, oh, me and my family sat down at the dinner table every night, we ate together every night, that's not the truth for me. So if like you sit here and you say, are you going to tell me I'm weird? Just because that's not the truth for them does not mean that's not the truth for you. So for you to sit there and walk into someone else's house, regardless of that not being something that you're accustomed to, you can't sit here, get on a podcast and be like, well, that's just weird. Like, and then I go to somebody else's house. Everybody is different. Everybody has different relationships with their family.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, yeah, I echoed the same point that you made. Everyone's family dynamics are different. Some people are not close to their parents. Some people are, you know what I mean? Like some people only have 2 favorite cousins and everybody else is like, I can't see you. You know what I mean? Also, it's like how you know that they didn't extend the invite and the family just didn't want to come. Everybody's family is different. And also, this is why some people don't open their house to everybody, right? Like people be like, oh, we need to be more like, I don't know what the word is, like
hospitable.
Yeah, hospitable, like bring people over and more like reunions and all of this. And it's like some people are hesitant because of this. Like I gave you the opportunity to come over to my place and you still complaining about it. Like let us be for real. Everyone's family is not the same. And if that's your truth, you would have invited all your family. That's great. We love that for you, but that's not how we operate. And that's okay. But again, that's why people be like, oh, take away the podcast mics, just like us here, because people just be saying, I mean, it is his truth and he felt like he wanted to share it. But just know, if I'm never inviting you over to my house after you just shared this information.
You wouldn't. And it's like, even if I'm not Russell Wilson, if I'm somebody else,
yeah, I'm not
inviting you to my house because like you're ungrateful. One, because you didn't even have your own family's house to go to. So to echo your
point, maybe he did. We don't know that. But it's just like, if you are over here downgrading all the stuff when I was just trying to be a nice person, it's like, okay, then bet. I'm never going to invite you over, period. The last 2 stories that I want to talk about, we probably won't really like elaborate on them, but they are 2 big sports stories. Is number 1, the WNBA extends the CBA deadline to January 26th. The WNBA and the Players Union have extended talks on their collective bargaining agreement through January 9, 2026. I've talked about this, a little bit before, where people were like, well, if they don't sign a new bargaining agreement, like, will they not play this upcoming season, right? So they extended to January 9th. So now they have more time to come into an agreement. And the league's latest proposal includes much higher pay with maximum base salaries set at $1 million, which is great, right? We have been expressing how, WNBA players need to get paid more, especially now that the league is growing. But everything has their 2 sides. It's like, oh yeah, we'll give you more pay, but also in that same breath, they are also planning some big changes like a mandatory draft combine. Unlike the NBA, the WNBA doesn't have a draft combine. Mm-hmm. An earlier March training camp, and cutting team provided housing. Many players and advocates are pushing back, saying that removing housing could especially hurt rookies and players who do not have stable living situations. Housing has become one of the biggest sticking points in these negotiations. So again, they still haven't come to an agreement because, yes, you're telling me you're going to pay me more, but you're about to take away all of these things and add all of these elements that is not giving like good for the player vibe. So we'll see where that ends up when the new year arrives. Number 2, the FIFA World Cup draw is happening today. Remember how we mentioned in like a few episodes back how Haiti is in it. So we'll see who they will have to end up playing. The FIFA World Cup draw, like I said, is happening today, setting the stage for the 2026 tournament. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is soccer, honey. The United States will host matches at several venues, including here in New Jersey's MetLife Stadium, which will host multiple games during this upcoming summer. Fans and teams alike are eager to see the matchups and pathways to the championship as excitement continues to build for the first World Cup to be co-hosted by the US, Canada, and Mexico. Listen, I'm not the biggest soccer fan. I really I'm not moved by soccer, but the fact that, some of the games will be played here at MetLife, I don't live too far away from it. A lot of people, yes, it's great, but I know the traffic and commotion about to happen is going to be crazy. They're saying Jersey people or the politicians is they're preparing for this. They're going to add this, da, da, da. I don't think much is going to change, to be honest. So the traffic is about to be insane next summer, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm Haiti's involved, so I'm about to be an aficionado when it comes to
we got to see who they got to get through to make it to the knockoff rounds.
No, honestly, so I'm excited to see. But yeah, for Jersey, this is about to be disgusting, especially if you are from Jersey or the New York area and you've already gone to things at MetLife. When it's a concert, you already see how bad it is. So I can't imagine for it to be a series of soccer games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, girl.
But they do have a good mechanism going. They will get you in the flow, but this is just for Jersey-based people. Now you have people coming from several countries, specifically for this. So it's going to be, all the stuff is going to be amplified by 30, but I'm excited. I don't really care about soccer, but I'll be there for the vibes. If you made it this far, make sure you comment a soccer ball, because that's how I really know you made it this far. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Too Much SB. And we'll see you guys next Friday.
Bye
guys.